Yay, we're back in space. Megatron and his guys are cruising around an astro train, probably outbreaking kneecaps for protection money or something, when they discover an abandoned Autobot colony and this warning.
If Cybertron be your home, far away, never roam. Hear my message, listen and fear. Danger comes, the end is near. Just like us, you soon will rust. All shall be turned to dust.
Well, look at that, a rhyming bot. 10-1, they heed him not. Megatron says that it's a lie. He doesn't believe the old dead guy. Alright, I'll stop. That is kind of fun, though. As long as Wheelie isn't the one doing it. Never mind who that is if you don't already know. You'll find out soon enough. So yeah, surprising nobody, they charge right past the obvious warning and toward this giant bug thing. Starscream and Rumble try to activate it with no luck. Then Megatron pushes his way in. Because there's always that one guy who thinks the pickle jar will open for him. Except he's actually right this time. Well, I guess there's some reason why he's the daddy, right? The bug turns out to be a really powerful weapon, which Megatron intends to use to wipe out the Autobots. And for a change, he correctly identifies the situation as ironic, destroying the Autobots with a weapon that was meant to defend them. That is ironic. So they take off with their ill-gotten insect weapon, only to find that they're being followed by this oddly spherical rock. Megatron blasts it apart with their new toy, and somehow a fragment explodes forward, through Astro Train's hull, and directly into Megatron's shoulder. Spot of bad luck there, old chap. Back at headquarters, Megatron begins whining about the rock in his arm. Forget Astro Train, he says. What about me? I'm hurt. Me! Big baby. Starscream yanks the thing out, but there's this nasty rash left behind. Or rust. From space. Cosmic rust. Hey, right. Cosmic rust. Meanwhile, the Autobot scientist Perceptor is being recognized for creating Corostop, a special rust-proofing chemical. Man, how weird is that? He comes up with this exactly at the same time that Megatron becomes infected with cosmic rust. What a freaky coincidence! To demonstrate Corostop, Perceptor announces that they'll be applying it to the Statue of Liberty. Presumably this is prep work for the opening credits sequence of the forthcoming G.I. Joe movie. Back at Decepticon HQ...
I just checked with the repair bay. Your replacement part will be ready as soon as they get around to it.
You know, I bet he didn't even have a part number when he went down there. Supply guys hate that. They probably even had it in stock, but they just told him they didn't out of spite. Turns out Megatron's condition is worsening rapidly anyway, though, so he orders the Stunticons to capture the one robot who can help him, Perceptor. Now, I'm not entirely clear who the Decepticon scientist is. Maybe it's Starscream if you believe certain backstories, or maybe it's Soundwave based on what we've seen on screen. Whoever it is, you know they have to be really hurt by Megatron's utter lack of confidence in them. Sorry, he says, I don't want a Decepticon scientist. I want somebody useful. Ouch. So yeah, the Stunticons are the new hotness and all, but since the Autobots are hanging out on an island at the moment, doing that whole Statue of Liberty thing, maybe sending the car team wasn't the best idea. Thank goodness for the ferry. And Dragstrip's ability to water ski. Somehow the Stunticons managed to capture Perceptor, despite there being about 15 Autobots in the establishing shot about a minute ago, including Optimus Prime, who's just idly chatting with Ironhide while all this is going on. Thankfully, this hot TV reporter saw everything, and the aerial bots scramble into action. But they're too late. Perceptor's loaded inside... Blitzwing? He turns into a jet, with a roomy passenger compartment. Well, whatever. The pursuit gives the Decepticons an opportunity to play with their new toy, which fucks up the aerial bots pretty bad. Inside HQ, Megatron reveals that he's all covered in schmutz, and promises Perceptor that he'll hand over his new weapon and bring forth peace with the Autobots if he cures him. Astoundingly, Perceptor believes him. And I mean, sure, there's the typical naive genius character, and I can accept that just fine. But he doesn't even second-guess the big guy. What? Peace? Okay, then. Perceptor figures out that the cosmic rust is a metallic plague, complete with germs, which doesn't make a lick of sense. But neither do sentient robots, so I'll let this one slide. Apparently the new weapon, which is a heat ray of some kind, accelerates the effects of the rust, which explains the dead rhyming guy. Perceptor recommends destroying the weapon, but Megatron throws a temper tantrum and his hand falls off. Man, I hate when that happens. So Perceptor pours some Corostop on it, curing the rust. Never mind where he was holding it all this time. It's best not to ask. Meanwhile, out in space, Cosms and Blaster are on a mission to find Ingredient X, which, if I recall Duck Dodgers correctly, is the shaving cream atom. So Corostop is made from shaving cream. Sure, why not? Megatron calls Prime to gloat about how sparkly he is, and also says he'll be releasing Perceptor. For some reason, he's rigged up this elaborate scenario where the lens of his microscope will set off a bomb if the Autobots don't go retrieve him immediately. Ah, that would be the pointless peril at the end of the act break, right on schedule. Prime gives a speech about how he knows he's leading them into a trap, but takes every Autobot along anyway, because that's the tactically sound approach to this situation. Perceptor also clearly tells him that he can't go back to headquarters with them or he'll infect them all, and Optimus promptly ignores this. Apparently the only options here are to leave him to die or to take him back. There's no quarantine option, so back to headquarters he goes. And because he's a scientist who knows what he's talking about, he promptly infects the others. Teletran gives us a little backstory on that lost Autobot colony. It was called Antilla, and it got wiped out when a nasty asteroid full of cosmic rust germs pelted the surface. Hey, just like the dinosaurs! Outside the Ark, Megatron fires the lightning bug dealie, which accelerates the effects of the cosmic rust. Not a bad plan for once. So despite the absence of Korostop's secret ingredient, Wheeljack and Perceptor managed to synthesize a bunch of it almost immediately. Oh, and I guess Megatron got bored with waiting for his enemies to die, so he counts on watching footage of it after the fact. Megatron, you have one mission in life, to destroy the Autobots. What could possibly have been so important that you left the certain doom you were personally delivering them? There's a fight at the Statue of Liberty at the end, but I'm just so damn disappointed in Megatron that I don't think I can go on. A fight happens, the good guys win, the end. See you next week. And now it's time for this week's science lesson. Teletran 1 says that the Antilla colony was formed at the dawn of time, which means, allowing for travel time from Cybertron, that the Transformers actually predate the universe itself.